All right, guys, so we're doing like battle of the jump starter boxes here. So essentially I've been trying to find a box, jump starter box that jump start Duramax. Not just Duramax, any type of turbo diesel. If you don't know, they take a lot of power to really get running. And I don't care what jump starter box you got, it just doesn't do it. Unless you got a set of jumper cables floating around, you got another buddy who's got the same size truck, you're just not gonna get them started here. So over the past year, I've been kind of using and abusing a particular jump box here that's actually worked for me. And that being particularly this JFAG here, this 8250. Now, the size of it is really big compared to another one I picked up that I kind of wanted more of a little portable setup here. But I found some really significant differences between the two on here. Now, they both have the built-in air compressor, and we'll talk about that because one's more limited than the other, and the other one just shooting out the roof here. Now, I ain't no evil scientist, mathematician, no nothing. The way I see it, if you're looking for a video that's gonna be tearing stuff apart and checking outputs and inputs and all that crazy stuff, this ain't it. Essentially, I'm looking at, does it work or does it not work? All right, so let's dive in really quick on these two. Essentially, charging was pretty much the same between the two. Even though one charged at 35 watt and actually showed that it was charging at 35 and above, it fluctuated depending on the power output as well as the wall wart that I was using here. Now, it does charge through USB-C. This one does not charge through USB-C. Both come equipped, internal air compressor, but there's some big differences between the two on these ones as well. Both have USB-A outputs here, as well as on the side here, and being the 8250 having a little more power to it when it comes to the outputs on the side there. All right, so now for the 6000, I did attempt to try it on a few different items here, being the Harley, the Pontiac, the Charger, the T-Bucket, and what I really found was just portability of the 6000 being the best out of all of them. Again, I liked how it just kind of fit right in between the gas tank and the T-Bucket, and it was great to pull around. And it jump-started the motorcycle just fine, did the Pontiac just fine, and a few other things. Now, where it did struggle is it wouldn't start the Duramax. And that being, I guess, whether it's the output. The only thing I know on these two is it's a 12 volt output, but it's not telling me how much it's actually putting out. Now, when it came to starting the Duramax, again, I tried both of them. The 8250 just, bam, it just completely just threw that thing on, and there was no struggle, no nothing. Now, one of the biggest things that I did like on the 8250, and again, this one's a lot older, and I've been using and abusing this one over this one, is the fact that you can force start. What I don't like on a lot of the new jump starter boxes is the connection. If it doesn't see the connection, especially if your car is super dead, your truck, whatever, it just won't start. The 6000 didn't have it. The 8250, you press that little button there and it forced jump start, which I like. And even if the pack is still cooling down, because typically a lot of these jump boxes, you can only do so many jump starts and it has to cool down, whatever. You can just keep force starting it. And it'll keep jumping and jumping and jumping till that thing is dead. And when I say I've been using and abusing it, I've been absolutely using and abusing this one here. All right, so let's talk about the air compressor side of these things here really quick. The 6000, being that it's more of a portable and smaller unit, the highest I could get it up to was actually 58 PSI. So it was nowhere near close for a heavy duty truck, especially E-Class rated tires that you're putting 70, 75 PSI and sometimes 80 depending on your load. So now on the 8250, I could pump this sucker up all the way as high as I wanted to. And that sucker just kept going and going and going. And it'll actually go to 300 PSI. I didn't test that out. I only ended up going up to 75 and 70 and sometimes 65. But this was the winner. This was the champ when it came to actually doing the truck here. But overall though, because we are talking essentially about the Duramax, right? If you're looking for something to start, heavy duty diesel, something especially on a 2 battery circuit here, this is gonna be the winning item here. I mean, this thing just keeps rocking and rolling and just doesn't stop. If you're looking for portability, or I mean, again, motorcycle, cars, sedans, little convertibles, whatever, power sports, this is going to be the one you want to go with. There's definitely a difference of a price and a significant price difference between the two. but this was adequate for everybody not driving a 3/4 ton diesel. So I did like the portability of it. Again, I could move it around. I used it for the T-bucket, for filling up the tires and everything. But again, back to Duramax. This was the only thing that was actually able to survive and keep it going there. So I'm going to keep two. I'm going to continue using and abusing both of them until essentially one gives out, which I'm surprised over the year of using this as much as I have, this thing has not died just yet. But in time, we'll see how long this one lasts, especially getting beat up in the back of the T-bucket and keeping it kind of as, you know, your little emergency there. All right, guys, so well, that's all I got for you there. Kind of wanted to share that with you there for the guys running 3/4 ton diesels, or, you know, whatever. If you need a lot of cranking power, that's going to be what you want to go with there. You know, again, if you're running motorcycles, power sports stuff, you know, that's definitely going to be your option, looking for something a little more lightweight. It's not as rugged as the 8250. I kind of prefer the 8250 over this one, just for the amount of power that it does. And, you know, kind of comparing the two, even though it's not much of a difference, again, I don't know how many batteries are in each one or nothing like that, but it's definitely getting a lot more work out of the 8250 than I was actually getting out of that one here. But again, if you're looking for something lightweight, that's going to be perfect for you. If you're looking for something super heavy duty, again, that's why I wanted to share it with you guys there. But if you've been wasting a bunch of money at the Wally Worlds and stuff trying to find a jump pack that actually works, it's going to be the one there. So again, if you guys found the little review here helpful, I'll put the link in the description below. I'm not getting any kickbacks, no money. I ain't getting rich off none of this stuff here. But again, support the channel, hit that like and subscribe. See you next time.